Welcome or welcome back to the Budgeting Budgie. On this channel, I'm sharing our journey to becoming debt-free. My content includes weekly and monthly budgets, as well as check-ins, sinking funds, and debt updates. If this sounds like content you'd be interested in, please consider subscribing and also dropping a like on this video. Okay, so in today's video, we're going to do our week 2 budget check-in for the 12th of January through to the 18th of January. Let's get started. With our income, our salary remains the same at $2,491, so no difference there. With the public holiday, I did end up making $321, so that was a positive of 21. I'll just put down here, 21. So that gives us a total of $2,812. Okay, so now down to housing. So we wanted to put $522 away for our mortgage, which we managed to do. No difference. Our rates, we did end up putting away $35 for those. No difference there. Water got $25. Home insurance got $27. Electricity got $40. And gas got $15. Internet got its $15. Phones got $27. And subscriptions got $20. So no difference there. No change there. So I'll just write this number here because there were no changes. So $726. All right, so now onto our variable expenses. For my spending money, I did get $96. So no change. My husband got his $115 with no change. Groceries and household got $140 with no change. Baby, he got $75, no change there. Fur baby, she got $20 with no change. Petrol, we did allocate $25, and the petrol got $80. Okay, so with no changes here, I'll just put this number here as well. So $551 with no changes. Now onto our debt category. For our renovation loan, that got an allocation of $450, no change. Bankwest credit card got $125 with no change. The Tucson got $120 allocation, no change there. So with no changes, we spent $695 or allocated $695 towards debt this week. So as for our savings, our sinking funds got actually $476, so that was a positive of 21, so that extra $21 went into this category. The 100 envelope challenge got its $19, no changes. The shortfall account got $345 with no changes. Emergency funds got 0 with no change. So the total for savings this week was $840 with an extra of 21. Down to the exciting part, our overview. So our income was actually $2,812. Our housing came to $726. Variable $551. Debt $695. And our savings was $840 this week. Just calculate this quickly to make sure it balances. So $2,812 minus $726 minus $751 minus $605 equals $840. Perfect. So that balances there. And I'll just quickly run through and do this. So
we've got an extra $21 here. Housing got nothing. Variable, no difference. Sorry, not nothing. No difference here. And $21 here. So we can
see here that we brought in an extra 21 and we allocated that extra 21. So there will be no difference at the bottom there. So now we're on to the percentage line. So we'll just see what increase of income is this $21 compared to what we were estimating.
21 divided by 2, 791, times that by 100.
So 0.7, we'll just write here, 0.7%. So let's see how much percent housing took up this week.
726 divided by 812 times by 100.
So 25.8, so we'll call this 26%. For variable expenses, so this is 19.5, so we'll call this 20%. For debt, so this is 24.7, so we'll call this 25%. And then for our savings, so
840 divided by 822 times by 100.
So 29.8, so we'll call this 30%. So last but not least, I'll just see if this equals 100%. If it's off by a little bit, I don't mind.
Minus 20, minus 25, minus 30.
So it's off by 1%. I'm guessing that's just because of all the rounding that happened with all the different categories. Okay, so this is our week 2 budget for the week of January 12th through to 18th. It looks like not a lot happened, that everything was allocated where it's meant to go, but that's exactly how we do our budget, is we actually just map out allocations, and what we spend is a completely different story, and we'll get into that shortly. I'll just do a quick 100 envelope update so then you can see our running total for that. So here's our colouring chart for the 100 envelope challenge and our log for it as well. So I'll just update this amount to the running total. So we did add an extra $19 for this challenge this week. So that brings this total to $418 now. Oh, very exciting. So yeah, that's our 100 envelope update. Now we'll get on to our transactions for the week. Here we are at our transaction log from the 12th of January through to the 18th of January. Let's see how we did. Okay, so the first transaction on the 12th was our phone bill for Felix. So that came to $35, leaving that with $99 in that account. Also on the 12th, we did do a grocery shop for Woolies, so that's just household food. So that came to $59, leaving that account with $62 left in it. On the 13th, so under the baby category, I went to the hospital and got a blood test. So this one, I actually had to fast for it. So you'll see here, $40 for parking and food. So I think the parking was about $20. And then afterwards, my husband and I just got some lunch as a treat for being in the hospital for so many hours. And that then leaves baby with $136. Also on the 13th, so we got our first linked charge, so our first toll charge in a while. So basically the family member who uses this account was currently overseas, so that's why we weren't seeing any transactions. However, now they're back and using the linked account again. That cost us $41 for an auto top up, leaving that account with $459. Also on the 13th, so this was Friday the 13th, my spend is I ended up getting KFC with a couple of friends, so that came to $11. So that was $11, leaving me with $106 of spending money. And then on the 14th, which is perfectly awesome, I had a no spend day. So that was really good. So no spend there. Then on the 15th, so for our patrol, so we got the windscreen and transmission fix. So this was a massive expense. And also a service. So that was $1,155, leaving this account in a negative of $995. So this one is quite concerning, meaning that I'm not sure exactly how we're going to tackle this, if we're just going to keep the standard $80 going towards that and get this knocked out in about 11 to 12 weeks, or take a different approach. I'm not sure. I'm just letting that marinate in my mind for a bit. The other thing we want to get for the patrol is a reversing camera, just because that is quite stock standard with most cars these days, and also it would be inclusive of Apple CarPlay, but we're not exactly sure how much that's going to cost. And the other thing is, if we sell this car before we pay this off, and we will accrue higher negative, we will just put straight away any funds from the sale towards this amount, and then go on to our next goals after that. Hopefully that makes sense. So also on the 15th, me and my friend, oh, I love this place. My friend and I, so the friend who stayed over, we went and grabbed lunch at Jackie Jones. So this is pretty much a fish and chip shop. I just got the fish, salad and rice. It was absolutely delicious. It is quite expensive, but you know, treat yourself. And I haven't had fish in a while and I really was craving it as well. The next expense, so also on the 15th, was from groceries. So $35 from Aldi. So basically this was just dinner and stuff for my friend and I, because we spent quite a lot on lunch. We're like, you know what, we'll go safe and get dinner from Aldi and cook it ourselves. And with my friend over, and my husband also ate dinner with us too. Our next transaction, so whilst I was at Aldi, I had to get toilet paper and other things as well. So I think the reason why this has gone negative is because I use funds from both groceries and household to pay off gifts or get gifts to zero. So usually this would never go negative. However, because we were stealing money from these categories for that purpose, it has ended up going negative, but I'm not too fussed about that. By next week or the week after, by the end of January, they should be in the black again. So fur baby, so for our doggy, got her some chicken from Aldi as well. So she's got $211 left. And then on the 16th, which is really good, was a no spend day. Once again, that was perfect. On the 17th, see, this is what I mean with groceries going negative as well. So I also think because in December we're just eating what was in the fridge, that's why we're doing so many grocery shops as well. So groceries has negative $66. But as I said, by the end of January, hopefully this will be back in the black. And then household, so another thing that we got was groceries, was another big thing of coffee, which cost $20. So that's on special. We still have half a jar left from last time. It's 400 grams of instant coffee. Also, the reason why I did this big shop at Woolies as well is I needed 5 more points, and those would know who are probably in Australia right now. I'm not sure if it's just in Victoria. That I wanted to get these free pasta bowls. I'll have a picture on the screen of these pasta bowls. But yeah, I really wanted to get those, and it was for free as long as I spent just over $100. They were free for that promotion. So also on the 17th, we got our doggy some food from Woolies as well. Not Coles, sorry. And then also on the 17th, we had a birthday. So when we went to this birthday, we were expecting to spend a lot more. However, the person whose birthday it was actually shouted dinner and drinks, but we got drinks before everyone arrived, so that cost us $11 for our drinks, leaving us with $89. And the gift for them also, I had purchased cards throughout 2022, which I like to do, just birthday cards in advance, so then that way I'm not running to the shop last minute. So we already had a card, and we also purchased them a gift card with the Christmas money because we knew January that this birthday was coming up. So we purchased the gift card using our Christmas money, which I don't mind doing. And on the 18th, we had another no spend day. I really want to get more and more no spend days, to be honest. Oh, and that's it for this week. So with our rounding challenge, we ended up adding $231. I have noticed recently that a lot of places where you go, they're doing sort of the Kmart thing where everything will be in the full dollar amount. I'm not sure if you experience that too. And then also just another thing that I'm doing is trying to put my transactions continuing on the page, if that makes sense. So next week is down here ready to be filled in, just to try and save pages in this book, because if I use a full page, and that's a waste of say 10 lines here. Yeah, that was just a little tidbit. So what I'll do is go through and calculate exactly how much we spent this week and put the total here. My calculator here, I've just tried to move it up to get rid of that glare, so let's get this calculated.
35, 59, 40, 41, 11, 55, 34, 35, 36, 33, 20, 12, 11 equals.
So the total for this week that we spent was $1,400. $1,582. Sorry, just looking for my pen. So that was a total of $1,582. So that wouldn't be too bad, or I don't think that's a bad week of spending, especially if you're taking into consideration this is a once-off. That doesn't usually happen. So we would have only spent $427 this week. Granted, the only bill was $35. However, let's just ignore that. So let's go on to our sinking and expense funds next. Okay, so here we are at our expense and sinking funds for the week. So for our mortgage, we wanted to do $522. We managed to do that. We haven't withdrawn anything. So there is $1,046 sitting in this account ready for our mortgage payment. For our bills, we did put in $204 towards this. However, we spent $35 on that phone bill, leaving this with $1,026 at the end of the week. For our groceries, we did put in $120 as expected. However, we did spend a whopping $187 this week, leaving this in the red of $66. And then for our household, we did put in $20. However, we did spend $50, leaving this in the red of $28. For our fur baby, we did give her $20. However, we did spend $18 from her money, leaving her with $199 at the end of the week. And then for our pregnancy, so $75 baby got, we did spend $40. So that was the parking and the food. So that leaves baby with $136. For my spend, I got $96 this week, which was very good. I just love seeing when I have a lot of money to spend, even if I don't necessarily spend it. So I spent $45 of my money, leaving me with $72. So that's a nice buffer going into the next week. So with petrol, we did put in $25. And I still haven't filled up, but I am definitely going to do that in the next week. So I have filled up as I'm filming this. So leaving me with $92. And then the petrol got its $80. However, we did spend $1,155 out of there, leaving this with a negative of $995. What I might start to do is try and do like quarterly updates or quarterly reconciliations of our expense and sinking funds to get everything to a $0 balance, but that's just something I'm toying with in my head. So $0 for transport, however, $41 was spent, leaving this with $459. So what I'll go through is go and calculate what we put in, what we took out, and the end balance. So just quickly eyeballing here. Nothing here changed, so I can just copy this number, which saves us some time. So $1,162 went in. Now let's see what was withdrawn.
35 plus 187 plus 50, 18, 40, 45, 1155 plus 41.
So we spent $1,571 this week out of our expenses, or out of our expense funds. Now the end balance of these funds.
So 1,046 plus 1,026 minus 66 minus 28 plus 199 plus 136 plus 72 plus 92 minus 995 plus 459. So
in total, we have $1,941 left. So let's just reconcile this quickly. 2,350 plus 1,162 minus 1,571 equals $1,941. Perfect, so that reconciles. Now down to our sinking funds. For my savings, I wanted $50, or we wanted to put in $50, sorry. I didn't spend anything, so that leaves me with $495. For my husband's savings, he got $50. He hasn't spent anything, leaving him with $100. For home maintenance, we wanted to put in $75, which we managed to do. We didn't spend anything out of here, leaving this with $958. For gifts and events, we wanted to put in $50. However, we put in $71. So this is where the extra $21 came from, or went to, sorry. And that's because we have been invited to a wedding on the 1st of April, so just before I'm due. But because these are childhood friends that are getting married, we're wanting to gift them $400. So we're adding extra money to gifts in order to cash flow that, because we don't want to go negative this year in gifts. Because last year it really just mentally was so draining. Anyway, on to Christmas. So we have put in $20 for that. So we're already starting for Christmas 2023. And then that leaves Christmas with $40. Health, got $20. We didn't spend anything this week out of health. So $216. For our Tucson, $80. Nothing was spent. And then that leaves Tucson with $560. The registration for this is actually due in March. So I'm hoping that even though in the registration category there won't be enough fund, but in the whole Tucson account itself, so this amount will be enough to cover it. So it will be between $800 and $900. So hoping by that time there is enough. Sorry for that little ramble. For maternity leave, $110. Nothing was spent. So now I've got $1,170 in that account. The 100 envelope challenge got $19. Nothing was spent, leaving this with $418. For shortfall, we wanted to put in $345, which we did, leaving that with $0. So we're wanting to get this, or we're capping this off at $3,500 if we even get there. So we'll just have to wait and see, and hopefully extra money does come in. So for rounding challenge, $2.39. Nothing was taken out. I should have done line tier, but anyway, we just ignore that. And a perfect whole $9 is in there. I do love when that happens. Makes me extremely happy. So with none of these really being changed except for this $2.39, the total that was put in, oh no, because then the $21. Okay, so I'm just going to calculate these amounts quickly.
Okay, so 50 plus 50, 75, 79, 20, 20, 80, 110, 19, 345 plus $2.39. So
total that went in this week was $842.39. The total withdrawn this week, so this is very easy, there's only one transaction, of $11, and we'll just calculate the total balance.
well, the end balance, 108 plus 14 plus 60 plus 5, 60 plus 179 plus 14, so 19 plus $9.
There's a grand total of $4,466. So we'll just do a quick reconciliation. So we started with $3,634.61. We added in $842.39. Minusing 11 gives us $4,446, which is absolutely awesome. And then we'll just add the total of our expense funds. So the account balance at the end of the week, even though we did have quite a high transaction in the patrol, was $6,407. So the amount that the funds went up by was actually 5984.61. So I'll just put this amount here, $422.39. That doesn't really mean much. So the balance going up doesn't really mean too much, just because obviously the mortgage payment, this whole account gets, or this whole line gets depleted at the end of the month. We're on to our calendar, and then that way we can pop in our no spend stickers. Okay, so this week went from the 12th through to the 18th. I have our no spend stickers here. I might actually be needing to print some more. That is very wishful thinking, but hopefully that does come to fruition. So the 14th was a no spend day. So it appears I'm pretty good on Saturdays for this month. Maybe just because the weather's been so hot that I don't actually want to go outside. And then on the 16th we'll get one. And then also the 18th. So that was 3 no spend days this week, which I absolutely adore. And it helps me from not having to write down transactions too, which is always great. So there we go on the 18th. 19th, our gas bill's due, so that gets direct debited. And then I'm going to make our Hyundai Tucson payment. And So far, I haven't put in any transactions from the 19th to the 25th. Today is actually the 23rd. So the morning of the 23rd, just before work. I haven't looked at our bank statements from the weekend yet, nor seen if these have actually cleared our account yet. But yeah, thank you so much for joining me today. I really do appreciate each and every single one of you. Hope you enjoyed this video. And January is looking very good. Very high expenses. Just, yeah, I think it's that patrol. Where is he? Did I not even put him in? Oh, here he is. Geez, I couldn't see the grey. Even though the patrol will make it a very spendy month, we have had quite a lot of no spend days, which is always helpful. So let's see if we can get a few more before the month finishes. Anyway, thank you all so much. I do appreciate each and every single one of you. I absolutely loving this community and love watching all of your videos too. So if you do have a YouTube channel, please don't only subscribe, but make a comment as well, and I'll definitely subscribe to you and watch your content too. Thank you very much. I hope you had a lovely weekend or enjoying the last bit of your weekend, and I'll see you very soon. All right, bye guys.